Hey everybody, it's Tasha, back again today to show you my dad's Velocity toolbar for the steel guitar. This toolbar makes editing Midi for the steel guitar much easier and faster. As pointed out in other tutorials, these 4 velocity levels represent 4 different timbres for each note. And here in the toolbar, we also have these same 4 velocities. Then here in between these timbres, we have the same timbre samples, but with different volume levels, and a quick way to set them is with the toolbar. We have the -1 and +1 buttons that can be used to set these volume levels. For example, let's give this G3 a velocity of 108. But now, let's say that it seems too loud. By simply clicking the -1 button, we can lower the velocity to a -3 dB. If it still seems too loud, click it again to a -6 dB. Or again to a -12 dB. Now, if it seems too soft, simply click the +1 to raise the velocity to the previous volume, then click it again if you need to. Or click on the 108 button to restore it to its original value. And over here, we've got this G3 with a velocity of 108. And when I play it, it can't be heard. The reason for this is a velocity of 108 is out of bounds of where its samples are. For example, if we look at the top here on the toolbar, we can see the open string is a G#3, and that's above a G3, so that won't work. So moving down here, we have an F#3 string, and that will work because G3 is just above the F#3. I'd also like to point out that the F#3 string is a good choice for the G3 because the G3 sample is closer to the open string of the F#3. And that brings up an important point about the best way to use the samples. It's usually better to use the highest string that the note will fit in, like we did with the G3, because the closer the notes are to the open string, they'll have a wider tonal range with the 4 timbres. To give you an example of this, I'll play the G3 on the F#3 string with its 4 timbres. Now I'll play down here on the 6th string. As you can see, the disparity between the last 4 timbres is much less. The reason for this, as the steel bar moves up the neck, the resonating part of the string will get shorter and shorter, and this results in less tonal differences between the timbres. Now that doesn't mean that the G3 shouldn't be played on a lower string. Not at all. In fact, there are times it will sound better on a lower string, especially in conjunction with other notes that might be in the chord. So don't be afraid to experiment a little bit until you find the best sounding velocity position. Okay, that about wraps it up, but I'd like you to keep something in mind. The toolbars are used frequently in these tutorials, so it might be a good idea to keep this tutorial handy. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out all the other tutorials.